What's up, fellow realtors? This is Dan Gorfinkle with eXp Realty, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the NAR case. Boy, wide range of emotions cooking for this one still for all of us in this industry. You know, I've kind of gone back and forth into whether I feel this is a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's kind of a net negative in my opinion. I feel like this is overall not a good thing. I'm sure a lot of realtor cohorts would agree, but just wanted to highlight a couple of aspects that I feel are going to throw the business a little bit off course. Obviously, some of the things that we have to endure are going to be now having to sign up our buyers starting in July. We have to sign a buyer agency agreement with people and who you want to have as clients, even to show them a property. So that's going to be a real change. Even though the buyer agency agreement has been around for a long time, most of us have not employed having one. Most of us have not necessitated a buyer to sign one up with us when we start working with them. Now it's going to be mandated come July, and I think in some instances it'll be good, because for us realtors, a lot of times we put people in our car, we drive around showing them properties, having no idea if they're ever going to buy with us. Now it's going to be a lot clearer when somebody, they sign up with you and go ahead and they're going to probably buy a property with you in that case, or they're going to buy, obviously. So in many instances, people have just been kind of running us ragged, and we have no idea what the story is, and then sometimes they ghost us. So the fact is, if you have a buyer agency sign up with somebody, assuming they don't sign multiple buyer agency agreements with other realtors, then you're going to be kind of a sure bet to the finish line when that time comes. It's kind of like when you sign up a listing, right? When you sign up a seller who's going to sell their home with you, you know there's an end goal where you're going to sell and you're going to get paid. So I think that's a big positive. Same thing on the flip side when you're representing a buyer. The ultimate thing is they're going to be serious buyers at this stage of the game, more likely than not, if they're going to sign an agency agreement with you that agrees to pay you if you're not compensated by the seller's side. So I think that will add a lot of clarity to the situation that we're undergoing. On the flip side, it's something that none of us are accustomed to. It's been, almost 20 years for me in the business, and probably about the same number of years that it's been as far as your being buyer agency in existence. And I think for the most part, some people have the mindset that, geez, all parts of the world, they're not using this. Agents are overpaid. All those other things that have kind of crept into my mind as far as, geez, are we worth what we're paid? In some instances, I can tell you that it's a quick and easy deal, and it feels like, geez, I made a lot of money on something that I didn't spend a lot of time for. On the flip side, I spent hours and weeks and months, and in some instances years, before somebody steps up and submits an offer. And in that particular instance, it feels like, wow, I earned every cent, and I would have preferred to have billed out on an hourly basis. So for people who sell a lot of properties, like myself, it's a net exchange in a sense. I've always felt that if I do a quick deal on one end, on the flip side, there's going to be one that it's just really painful and arduous and takes a lot of extra time. So I feel like I've always kind of leveled that off. Now, in the instance of having to sign a buyer agency agreement, probably going to end up with having fewer clients. I think a lot of us will out there. There was an NAR statistic showing that 49% of agents did between 0 and 1 sale in the past 12 months, or I think it was for the year 2023. And I think that a lot of those agents are going to get out of the business. So now we're seeing what I've always termed, or what's been termed, the Pareto principle of 80-20, where 80% of agents do 20% of the business. It feels like, and vice versa, 20% of the agents do 80% of the business. I feel like that's going to get squeezed up even more. It's going to be more like a 95-5 rule, where 5% of the agents do 95% of the business. I'm pretty certain that that's how it is in commercial real estate. So we're going to see a lot of changes that are taking place. I know there's a lot of anxiety surrounding this, and a lot of people are pretty stressed out about it. I think, you can only get so stressed about things, and then ultimately you just have to bite the bullet and realize this is just going to be the reality of it, and we're all going to see things unfold. There's a lot of stuff out there on the internet. A lot of people have negative views about this, but I think overall, if you can just remain calm, focus on your core competencies, do the best you possibly can with your tools that you have, whether it's through your brokerage, whether it's up here, your experience, whatever it is, you're going to survive and ultimately thrive if you just adapt and go with the changes. And I think if you just ultimately go with the flow and go with the changes, that's all you can ultimately do. You have no choice in the matter. You accept it or you get out of the business. And ultimately, that's just the way it is. Anybody wants to talk further on this, please, by all means, reach out to me directly, 617-820-8085. Leave me a message on, whatever, on Instagram, on Facebook, however you want to reach out to me. I'm here for you. By all means, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and hope to catch up with you soon. Thanks again.